Hello, my little fantasy nerds and nerdettes. Please join us for another episode of Dungeon Crawlers.
Dungeon Crawlers! Yeah!
I
Where
have Miss Ray being here in the beginning.
Dungeon Crawlers! Yeah, type like
Dungeon
fucking,
crawlers.
let's get ready to rumble type
Yeah.
shit.
It's
yeah.
time!
Duel.
Fighting out of the blue corner.
holy god. Okay, anyways.
You know that dude makes like
Um,
$60K per night?
I
he
know,
makes
it's
a-
ridiculous.
Who?
he makes a
Hype
ton of
man.
money. Yeah, he
Damn,
makes a
Bruce
ton of
Lee.
money.
Yeah.
But we joined the Lone Rangers as they they go to bed. And as they go to bed,
We go to sleep.
one of the characters notices, Morn notices a shadow or some kind of dark figure looming over Freya's body. Kind of at a side glance. At this side glance, he makes the decision to sneakily grab Freya's bow, her secondary bow. Well, her original first bow.
Which we figured out was possessed by something.
Finally.
I
At that
mean,
point,
it
yeah.
possessed by Isaac. So,
Well, I was leading up to that.
yeah.
I was gonna let you finish the build up.
Oh, yeah. No build up.
Okay, fine.
But,
Going straight in, bite the pillow.
I mean, baby, let's go. Frosty style.
Jesus.
That escalated quickly.
We can tell Strat hasn't gotten any in a while. Anyways, the group.
You're not wrong, but fuck
Morn
off.
sneaks.
Wrong,
Morn,
fuck
you
off.
you bamfed across the hallway.
Yeah.
You waited for Henri, grabbing Henri silently.
No, it was you
Kaz.
grabbed Kaz. I was
Kaz,
up on the
my
roof.
bad. Yes, and you bamf across the hallway into the bedroom that Jaden and his lover are sleeping. Immediately instruct them that we need to go. I have something that needs to go. With kind of a smirk and a smile, Jaden gets excited, jumping out of bed quickly, tossing on his armor, as you guys sneakily made your way out of the house, and also not sneakily at all. But luckily, she was in a very, very deep sleep. You were able to make your way to the outskirts of town, finding a clearance of. In the clearance, you set down the bow and created this. You guys watched as Jaden created almost this like circular, almost boundary, sealing this item within this area, so that you guys could fight whatever creature was coming out. Upon starting and completing the ritual, causing this demon or this entity to escape this bow, you notice as the bow cracks, and as it cracks, a large dark entity escapes from it, slowly crawling and peeling itself from the bow. Upon its full form and its wings unleashing into the area, you watch as the form of Isaac takes hold. Realizing that this fight would not be as easy as you anticipated, the group saddles up and begins the fight. Blows are exchanged. Henri is tossed across the way along with Sheena, as you watch as they lay unconscious across the ground.
But
The
not
group
before I
fight.
fucked him up.
Yeah, you fucked
Pretty
him
good.
up, but he fucked you up pretty good too. And I
Oh,
rolled,
yeah.
and you got really lucky that he didn't focus you, because he wanted to, but I believe Jaden laid into him and was actually doing some pretty good damage. So he switched focuses really quick.
Jaden pulled aggro for me.
Yeah, understatement. But as the group
Thanks, Jaden.
lays into Isaac, you watch as his form begins to wither. And as it begins to wither, you land the final blow as I believe it was Morn. You took, and you watched as the sun began to rise. And as the sun rise, his shadowy form almost took a solidified form and seemed to take more damage as you wound up and just released the head from the body. And as the head was released, the body was exorcised by Jaden. The bow returned to a normal, just bow state, with a giant crack running the center. The area left scalded and kind of shadowy and dead. You make your way back to the city, giving the bow to Freya, who Freya is the only one that had a long rest so far.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
You get a long rest. Nobody else does. The group explains to her what happens, explains to her what's going to happen, and comforts her. Weary, beaten up, on the verge of death, you are back in your rooms. It's about, I would say it's probably around 6:30 a.m. at this point. What would you like to do with your day? Morn, you would know that you have a match this
Yeah.
afternoon.
I
Sometime.
think last week we kind of decided that we were going to just take a short rest this morning and rely on that.
I'm gonna take a long rest because I can do it in 4
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
Yep. Before
Yeah, so
everybody
that's-
I don't know, splits off from that, since we kind of like left off, Henri had carved a little piece of my bow out and gave it to me as like a little charm. And then the remaining part of the bow, or what's left of the bow, I would have handed to Morn to do.
I tried to make it look like an elf.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Will it?
snap. I was gonna break the bow apart. So
Yeah, I would have.
I'll take the bow and I'll snap it on my. I'll stand up and snap it on my knee.
Excellent.
Easily breaks without issue. It
Okay,
it just snaps.
I'll break it into fourths then one more time, and then I'll just kind of toss the 4 pieces out the window over the balcony.
Yeah, I mean,
Roll-
no issue at all.
Roll the hit.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody's down below gets. Ow, what the fuck? Hey, you hooligans! Quit throwing weapons.
Lucian's just walking beneath the balcony.
Hey,
with the
hey,
bow.
Listen here. I didn't come over here to get my deep dish Chicago style deep dish lasagna just to have pieces of wood thrown at my head.
Oh my god.
Where did you go with that? Mm,
Yes, man. With his Chicago-style deep dish lasagna.
Yes, man. Yeah.
So
Yasmin's walking by.
you break it into 4 parts, snapping it across your knees, snapping it again, and then just taking the pieces and cracking them, and then staring at Freya as you kind of huck them out the window.
Yep.
Okay.
Do we know what time Morn is supposed to fight today?
I think it's still noon.
Roughly
Mid-
around noonish.
Midday. So
Yep.
so for anyone who can get a long rest in 4 hours, we would potentially have time to do that.
You think?
I
think
Does
short rest.
Morn does Morn look like he is a little worse for wear?
I'll be fine.
It's a little beat up.
Yeah, but
With
you're
the
gonna be going
short
into
rest, I'll be almost. I'll be good.
Okay. Well, since Kaz delivered breakfast, I'm gonna, while everybody kind of tucks in for a little bit, I'm going to eat breakfast.
So you're gonna go downstairs and get breakfast?
No, Kaz brought it upstairs.
Oh, yep.
It was like a peace
Come here.
offering.
Yep.
So I'll just grab a bunch of it, sit on my bedroll, and eat while everybody else kind of like takes a nap.
Yeah, I'd like to get a solid 4 hours in, since we didn't really sleep last night.
So Kaz immediately lays on the floor, sprawls out.
Oh, the little thing you carved? Ray? The thing that Henri carved? Okay.
Camera not working, or is it just me? Okay, no, it's just. Yeah, never mind. Okay. So, Henri kind of gets into the corner and begins her trance. Kaz lays down on the floor and just sprawls out, looking to take that long rest as well.
It's like the Michael Cera gif from Arrested Development. He just walks in and boop, sleeps right there.
Yeah. Sheena immediately kind of like leaves your side, Jaden, and walks back into the room, and you hear kind of the bounce and like the creak of the bed, and you know that she pretty much just laid down.
We actually left off with them in their pillow talk. So I think they were already in the room sleeping. Or about to go
okay.
sleep.
Okay. Yep, I kind of vaguely remember that now.
Yeah, Jaden had made a comment about
I remember
the
that
lodestone,
now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
So
think
is
I
it-
need to sleep.
So is it Laystone or Lodestone?
Load.
Load.
So they're magnets.
Yes.
Cool. Magical magnets.
Big, giant, magical magnets.
Motherfucking magnets. How do they work?
So,
Yeah, I'd
What
probably
do
eat
you-
food and then at some point take a short rest. I don't think a short rest needs to be sleep, so I don't think I would actually,
as long
Lie
as you.
but
Yep.
I won't be doing much. So
So then my. Yeah. Okay.
I'll be tired, but we'll see.
Baby!
Oh,
Oh, hello.
A mini barbarian.
it's a mini Lone Ranger.
Smash, smash.
Baby smash.
Roll for smashing. Roll for
Yeah.
smashing.
Oh, yes, smashing.
That was too far. So what is the
Come
rest of the
on.
group
I've
doing
never seen a
while
wild
you
bone
are?
race.
Oh yeah, that hits. So you watch as a wild barbarian enters the room and begins to smash everything. Anyways, so what is the rest of you? What are you doing, Freya? I think you were up, and Jaden. Or did you lay down with Sheena or no?
No, I'd kind of.
Did Freya lay down with Sheena?
No. Not that I know of.
Maybe.
I kind of just like take a seat at like a nearby table and watch Sheena while she's sleeping, and I just rest there for an hour.
So taking a short rest as well. Okay, Freya.
So nobody's going to sleep. They're just gonna like be sitting around relaxing, or
Henri is in a trance, so basically sleeping. Kaz, PTFO, face down, right into the mat. Jaden left the room with Sheena. You have no idea what's going on over there, and Morn kind of sat down in the corner of the room, and he's not sleeping, but he's kind of just like relaxing and just sitting there. They look a little beat up. Henri looks real fucked up.
Well, being that they're trying to rest, I'm not gonna use this time to poke at them about what all happened. I would probably, after eating breakfast, just lay back on my mat and pull the journal out and just keep reading it.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check. Straight intelligence. Is that a nat 20 or is just... No, that's okay.
No, it's a total.
It's a dirty 20. Okay.
Hmm.
Still good.
A dirty 20.
That's a dirty 20.
I like
It's 20 the hard way.
Yeah.
Just a stinky, filthy 20.
No, it'd be technically
So-
easy the easy way, because the hard way is when you roll
Eh.
doubles.
Nah.
Yes.
So, what you learn, now a little more focused. you almost feel like a weight has been lifted from your body. For some reason, you just feel free. And you can't explain it, you don't really understand it. You just something feels different. It feels good. It feels different though. But as you read through the book, a little more focused this time, you dive in and you skip some of the pages that you've skipped before. Like you've read about each one of these items, these legendary weapons. Um and you read deeper, getting to some of the pages that you didn't really understand before because the way that they were worded and laid out made no sense to you. Now, you've had the time to break it up, and almost like a puzzle. You kind of take this paragraph and you move it down here. You take this paragraph and move it up here. That makes more sense. And then you read the page. Oh. It talks of these weapons. These weapons were used to strike down the Undying One. They hold a certain power that gives them extra, like this extra damage against them. They're able to damage him. But then you read further, and at a small blurb at the bottom of the page, and you get frustrated when you read this because you can tell the whole thing isn't there. Almost like Elena and Lachlan must have read this portion but didn't transcribe it correctly. But you read this portion that
Perhaps
says
they couldn't transcribe it correctly.
possibly, but it reads, when the Undying One ascends and he's collected this crown and these lodestones, basically granting him his omnipotent powers to ascend to his fullest form, an item is needed. A spear. The Star Spear. To strike the final killing blow. And that's all it says.
So I get the impression that in order to kill him?
In order to kill him, if he gets to a certain point, you need this item to basically end him. Like, what the weapons alone are not enough, is the gist you get. If he's able to collect all the pieces to his power.
Okay. Got it. I'm just making a note of that.
But you can kind of tell the way that it was written, it was almost like they skim read that portion or something, and they were just writing it down as they went. Something's missing.
Like, probably where we find the Star Spear. I'm
Where
not
you
familiar
find
with
it,
that. Okay.
where you make it, you're not sure.
Does it even exist?
You read further. As you read further, some more pieces come together. Basically a history of the Undying One. It talks of how the Undying One is not actually... He is a person that died millennia ago. But he moves on through the book. And through the book grants him powers to take the consciousness of the person willing.
A person willing, huh? So, do I get the impression that's why the book is full of souls? These are people that he's willingly swayed before? Or do I not get?
Oh no, no. The book was forcefully, like the souls were forcefully taken. Nothing about that was willing. You got the impression of that when you traveled through time. Like when you relived all the lives, entire cities were sacrificed to basically grant him the power to create this book.
Is the Star Spear myth or material?
Got it.
You're not sure? Roll a history check.
Me?
Yeah. That's
Another
just
dirty 20.
enough. You've heard of the Star Spear before. Just briefly, like you're trying to rack your brains around it. And you can't remember the exact details. But the Star Spear was said to have been created from a piece of rock that fell from the stars. It was crafted in the land of Radar by the great metal worker or art. What am I looking for? Like weaponsmith, Irdil. She was known throughout the land as being the best.
Your deal?
Irdil. Iridile. She was known as the greatest weapons maker basically in the world. Like nobody rivaled her. It was one sword from her was meant to rival 1,000 swords. It could take her almost a year to make one single sword, but that one single sword was so great and so powerful that they were legendary in their own. Like every single one of the swords she made, and you would know that, is every single one of the swords that she made has become legend. Were used by the greatest of heroes. That's all you can remember about that, though. You can't remember. You kind of vaguely remember some of the tales of the Star Spear, but you're trying to piece it together, and you're having a really tough time remembering how it was used, where it was lost. You're just not certain.
So I wouldn't have
Something-
any recollection other than it being crafted in Radar. I wouldn't know where it is.
Yeah, you're not sure. It was a spear that was wielded by a great hero. You're not even sure who. Stories you remember from when you were younger. Just barely.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, I would have just been reading it. I'm just fixing my notes here.
And the rest of your time that you're reading, you just basically get a better view at the weapons. Each one of these legendary weapons. So, those of you that were taking a short rest, after a little bit, that comes to an end. You guys can write yourself off for a short rest. Those of you who are taking a long rest, it's going to continue on. It's been about an hour. So at this point, it's probably around 7:38 a.m. Anybody who just came out of the short rest, are you doing anything?
No, as long as Freya's still in the room just reading the book, I wouldn't do anything.
Okay. Yeah, you wake up and you see her very focused, sitting on the bed, just reading this book, or these notes almost.
The journal that I'm always seen reading at this point whenever we have downtime.
Yep. Very, very focused. Okay. Anybody else, or am I going to fast forward? Okay. So, a couple more hours go by. Henri, your rest is complete. And around this time, you would know Freya. It's getting close to match time for Morn.
Then I would go over to where he's resting and kind of nudge him. If he's not, if his eyes aren't open, if he looks.
Oh yeah, he's staring right at you. He's
Okay.
been up for about 2.5, probably 3
Yeah,
hours.
I never slept. I've just been chilling.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I would walk over and, well, do we want to start heading over? It's starting to get close to the time when your next fight is.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right.
Hey, you took a nap with one eye open, did you?
Me? I didn't nap. Or are you talking about Morn?
Yeah.
Nah, wasn't enough time to sleep. That would just slow me down, tire me out for the fight.
Mm.
I'll be fine.
Hello.
I'm all warmed up after Isaac. This should be easy.
Do you need a pick me up, or are you really feeling okay?
Feeling good.
Mhm.
Alright. I'm gonna cast my usual disguise self, rounding out the ears, rounding out the features a little bit, same color eyes, basic thing that I usually do. And then I will go to the back balcony. Since I'm still not allowed to go through the front.
Yup.
Kaz is still sleeping. Jaden, you're up at this point. Oops, shit. Are you staying in your room, Jaden, or what are you doing at this point?
I'll say, Ozzy, go into the hallway and tell me if anybody leaves. And I'm gonna, as I'm sitting down, sort of prop my legs up and take out Isaac's spirit token and just look at it fascinatingly.
Okay. And it spins in your hand. Make a perception check. Yeah, it's more than enough. As you're turning the token in your hand, you're kind of doing that thing where you flip it between the fingers, like where you roll the
Roll it across your knuckles.
Yeah, you're rolling it across your knuckles, and you're just like, wow, this is super fucking cool. And you take it, and then you spin it to one hand.
Like the Drifter from Destiny 2.
Yeah, and you're spinning it across the other, and as you bring it back across the fingers, and you twirl it, and as you twirl it, you swear for a split second across the coin, on the back side, you see a face, yeah, and like across the coin, you're kind of like, oh shit, and you catch the coin, you spin it again, and it goes back to that onyx, glassed over onyx look.
Marvelous. Simply marvelous.
And as that happens, like Sheena kind of like, and like rolls over into bed and like pulls the pillow over her head. And about 5-10 minutes later, you hear in your head, "They're leaving."
Thank you, friend. Let's,
How would he
find
know?
out.
He's in the hallway. We're going out the balcony.
Yeah, doesn't mean he stayed in the hallway.
Yeah, I don't have control over him.
I rolled.
Go to
He's got a certain-
the hallway, Ozzy.
He has a certain fascination with somebody. I'm not gonna say who.
Maybe
and
Kaz, his new girlfriend.
Thank you, friend. Let's find out where they're going. I'll get up and stuff the token away, and I'll head into the other room.
The door's shut.
I'll attempt
Do
to
you
open it.
It's unlocked. Or is it locked? Did you guys lock it? Okay, it's unlocked. As you like open the door, like Freya's like halfway up and over the railing and just kind of like,
Oh. Or are you gonna
Um,
join us at the Coliseum?
Why not? I have nothing better to do.
Well, you don't very well have to exit through the balcony, unless you'd like to.
More fun that way.
Yep, come along then.
You should have seen him try and get off the railing last night. Thought for sure he'd
Yeah.
pick you up.
I wondered what happened to the other balcony. It looked like some mistakes were made, perhaps?
I was in a bit of a rush.
Well, I appreciate you guys for what you did. I will go down the balcony. Do I need to make any kind of roll, or do I just hop down?
we'll say for this point, we'll say you guys are good getting over the edge. You guys take your time a little bit more, not so stealthy. You kind of learned your lesson after last night. You're kind of like, okay, you're gonna check the railing, sturdy. Okay, foot over the edge. Okay, so
fuck up.
so who's going to the Coliseum? Freya,
I think
Lorne,
we woke Kaz.
Jade.
Whoopsies.
Kaz is PTFO unless he states otherwise.
I'll
Um,
stay
I-
with.
I only need 4 hours. If somebody woke me up, I'll go. If not, I'll
Why do you only need 4 hours?
because of my staff.
Oh,
I don't think I would have woken you up. You looked peaceful.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. Knowing what everybody went through last night and that they didn't get a lot of sleep.
Also,
I'm-
Kaz is gonna be really upset if the innkeeper makes us pay for that balcony.
I'm gonna take it easy for today. Near-death experience will make you want to, have a lie down for a bit.
Jaden, I really don't want to go if she's not going. I want to watch her go over the balcony.
Well, that's too bad, friend. I have something that I want to do at the
You
arena.
owe me. You owe me. Get her to
Yeah.
go.
Yes, yes.
You owe me.
I'll say, Annie, you really should come along with us. Don't you want to find out more information about those people in the pillbox?
Annie.
Fuck. Well, I had another plan, but I'd have to wait until later to do it. And after last time, I'm not so sure getting close to them is a good idea. Not if he's still here.
Someone should watch Kaz anyway. She's still sleeping up there.
Yeah.
Jaden, tell her it'll be fine. Tell her it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be quite alright. Besides, I don't need to get close to gather information. And I'd like to relay whatever I find out to you, since you seem so invested in it.
I suppose Kaz can take care of herself.
Kaz, I thought his name was Kyle.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Kyle, Kyle can take care of himself, yes.
Well, good then. Come along with us.
Good liner. She does not say to anyone, not in particular.
I don't like the idea of leaving Kyle here by himself.
Tell her Sheena's across the hallway. Tell her Sheena's across the hallway.
Don't worry. Sheena's across the hallway. I'm sure she'll pop in eventually, once she wakes up.
Oh, okay. That's true. Well, we really do have to get going. We don't want to be late. Annie, are you coming or not?
Yeah, I'll disguise myself once again.
Every time we slip up and call, it's like, Henri, Annie,
Yeah.
Kaz, Kyle.
on me.
Yeah.
So, as you guys proceed to make your way slowly,
I'll leave
over the
a
balcony-
note for Kaz. Be like, hey, we're gonna be at the Coliseum. Know where to find us.
As we start walking, I'll start just... Ozzy,
I'll jump down from the balcony if nobody's around.
Ozzy, what's your newfound fascination with the Moon Elf?
She reminds me of somebody from the old days.
The days when you were alive.
Yeah, you could say that. It's I don't know. Her legs look nice anyways, so it's nice that too.
Oh my god.
You ever shape changed and hooked up with a Moon Elf?
Maybe I have, and maybe I haven't.
You'll have to teach me your beguiling ways.
It's easy for somebody of my looks and intelligence. Might take a little bit more for you.
Right, well, unfortunately no one can see you anymore.
Yeah, thanks for rubbing that in. Appreciate it.
Always a good time.
Yeah.
Ozzy hasn't met Henri's hubby yet.
But,
Hobby doesn't stand a chance to a dragon.
I
but
mean,
I
it's
think
an
it is
invisible
clear
dragon.
that they are hiding something from us, old friend, don't you think?
I believe that I heard two names that I haven't heard before. This
Indeed.
Andre and this Kaz. The one that was
Fuck.
sleeping on the ground.
Indeed.
This whole
I don't-
conversation is pointless because as we were walking, I was totally gonna, like, after we slipped up multiple times and after what Jaden went through.
Yeah, as you guys are walking, you can kind of see Jaden hanging back, just like not like super far, but like 5-10 steps, and you kind of see him like from what you've noticed, like,
Looking
the
off
short
to the
time-
side, giving like a 1,000-yard stare, like he's not really looking at anything.
Yeah, he's not talking, but you can definitely tell that he's kind of like
His body is still acting like he's communicating,
Yeah.
possibly, yeah.
even if he's not
After
like verbally doing so.
But I'll finish
Yeah.
by saying, well, no need to press anything. If they have something to hide, then we could just let it come out naturally once they begin to trust us. Besides, I'll be getting the stone first anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. And as you're saying that, like, Ozzy's like hovering around Andre's like the bottom of the legs, just like hovering in a circle.
Oh,
I'll just mentally,
Like,
I'll just mentally chuckle and pick up the pace.
I would have. So it's funny that kind of transpired just because after we kept slipping up on the names and after, Jaden and Sheena helping us last night and feeling very trusting of Jaden, I would have kind of, especially if he was hanging back a little bit, I would have slowed up and got next to him and said, if it's not already obvious, we may have given you false names when we first met you. Just... Oh, I
Nothing.
can't hear other...
This isn't Jaden's ear.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Duh.
Yeah. That's why, if it wasn't already obvious, we may have given you false names in the beginning. I hope you understand it was, we weren't sure if we could trust you or not, and weren't sure if you knew who we were based on our previous names. So, given the circumstances, wanted to let you know. And I would tell him each of, Annie is Henri, Kyle is Kaz, Manny is Morn, Fran is Freya. I'd explain all that as well. And then finish by saying, sorry if I feel like we were deceiving you. We weren't quite sure we could trust you yet.
Not a problem. Everybody has something to hide.
True. I'll make sure to let everybody else know that I filled you in on the correct names. So sorry if you still hear the fake ones for a short time. And that'll be it.
Are you with them? Because they're outside, Kaz.
Nope, it was in a dream. I heard him say it.
Yep.
Got it.
In a lucid dream.
So, you make your way back to the Coliseum. People are beginning to file in. Do you split up?
Well,
I mean, we have to.
Myself and Morn would have went to the check-in.
So, you split up. The two of you make your way into the slave quarters, where you are escorted to your room for changing / preparing. And the other two are left to their own devices, whether that be going into the stands or doing something else with their day.
How close do we have to get? Again?
About 100 feet or so. Then I should be able to pick up at least something of what they're saying.
Oh.
Jesus, Auntie's getting drunk on Scorpion Tail. She got 71 bottles. Oh, baby.
What, huh?
Chat. Anyways,
Damn. That's a lot of scorpion tail.
So he lets you know that you have to get within at least 100-ish or closer. You are led to your slaves' quarters, where you are given the details of the fight. You will be teaming up with another a slave house. The two of you will be fighting the monster. This is a joint operation. You may pick whatever weapons and armor that you want.
Oh.
Well, this sounds like a shoo-in. I would have said that out loud.
I hope so.
I'm assuming you want to bring your axe, Morn?
I'll be bringing my axe.
Hell yeah.
And my bow. Oh, sorry. I couldn't help it.
Bow. And my axe.
Sorry, Morn. I took your thunder away. But he greets you, hands you the papers, and basically leaves. as the Alpha, Beta, Gamma, you have the Epsilon pennant hanging around your chest. Basically, that allows you to be there. And you also learn that the higher up you move within the ranks, the more freely you are able to explore within the quarters. You're not just confined to your room.
Nice.
So
Oh, privileges.
Oh.
they earn it. Literally. That's a blood earn right there. But you're made aware that your fight begins in 30 minutes, and so to prepare yourself however you want to prepare yourself.
I wouldn't be doing much to prepare. I'd probably just be sitting down next to Freya.
What are the rest of you doing?
Getting up closer to the box.
Yep, I'd select a seat within like 100 feet of it.
It's not too hard to do. You're able to pretty easily position yourself within 75 feet.
All right. Have they arrived yet?
Yes, he is sitting in there with one other person and then several guards pretty much around the individual.
So it doesn't look like Lucian's there anymore?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Does it look like Gregarian's talking with anyone?
A female. And heavy... no, actually, I take that back. Sorry. A male. Skinny and black almost like a dark blue navy robe. Very long. You can't see the individual's hands. And you can barely make out the face. As the face is pointing away from you, but the this long white hair. And they seem to be having...
This doesn't look like military garb or anything like that. Or like
No.
casual clothes.
No.
Or even like noble attire. This is like something completely different.
Yeah.
Well, Ozzy, you know what to do.
Actually, you would kind of be from this area. So roll just roll a straight perception check for me.
— 17.
All right, 1 second here. I'm just picking something. Here we go. 17. You've seen these cloaks before. This is the royal, this is the royal mages. These are mages. These are people that had magical powers that were basically converted to work for the Empire. Even though magic is seen as taboo, there are certain people that make it to this regard, almost like
An officially licensed guild of sorts.
yes, kind of like a bodyguard. Sometimes they're leased out and or they stay with a certain person when purchased.
Contracted from the guild to perform various magical services.
Something to that extent.
Okay. That individual is quite interesting. Ozzy, go see what they're talking about.
Yeah, I guess I kind of owe ya. He just glides down. Actually, you do it because it's your dude. Roll a perception check for him.
Yep.
Ugh. See how much he gets.
20.
Holy shit. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So, what are the rest of you doing in the meantime? Kaz, you're trying to just continue sleeping?
Yeah, I think whenever I wake up naturally, I will I do want to do something, but I don't think I want to say yet.
I mean, you're basically alone.
Yeah. Let me ping you on the Discord.
Sounds good.
Because I think it'll be more fun if I don't say.
Slide into the DMs.
He wants to
Yeah.
write a love letter to Ozzy. That's so
Say it to me,
adorable.
baby. Say it to me. So as he's doing that,
Do you like me? Yes or no? That's what it's
Kaz,
gonna say.
transform into the sexiest moon elf you've ever seen.
There you go.
That's the way to Ozzy's heart.
He
I
doesn't
could
know
just
that,
be Onray, actually.
but nobody
Could.
knows that he's into Onray.
um,
I think I've seen pornos start this way.
oh, baby. Anyways,
How much time do I have? Like, how much time are we just gonna be sitting down
30
there?
minutes?
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
probably. Oh, go ahead,
Yep.
Morn.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say if we are like sitting for an extended period of time, I'd probably use that time to pick Morn's brain about what all happened while I was sleeping.
Also, Morn, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, this one's. I have a good score for this, I think. Nope, I rolled a 4.
You take a
So
point of
12.
exhaustion.
Yeah.
12?
Yeah.
Oh man. So you're gonna have disadvantage on checks and shit?
Yeah. He skipped a long rest.
Ugh.
He took just a small little short rest. Stayed up all night.
Yeah, you
Fine.
notice I'm dragging a tad.
Just like dark circles.
Do I have
Looks a
anything-
little draggy.
Do I have anything for that?
I'm fine. It's just 1 point.
Till Morn starts missing.
Will holy water fix that?
Why would holy water
I don't know,
fix
I'm
that?
just asking. What about oil? Would oil
Got
fix it?
Yep.
Chug some oil.
You found the weakness.
What
There it is.
What about a tinder box?
I mean, if you put the oil on him and then you do it, I'm sure it'll wake him up real quick.
Well, I'll do prestidigitation and do all that really cool red
war paint?
tribal scroll work
Oh,
all over him
yeah.
again.
Okay. The body becomes immediately like war paint, like down the sides of the face. It almost looks like he like killed something with blood and then just proceeded to like streak the face. Tribal war paint all over the body. You clean the beard up into a like a nice little pointed, like tied off beard. The hair gets pulled back into a decent ponytail top knot deal. He looks pretty good. Looks beefy. Looks scary.
So while I'm doing that, I will also notice that he looks tired. So I'll point that out. So you do
I'm
look
feeling
kind of-
fine.
You what?
I'm feeling fine.
Well, you do look really tired. So please be careful. And again, if shit hits the fan, just get out of there, and we'll deal with it after.
Cloak's kind of fun.
Cutting it close is fun.
No, using the cloak.
Oh, use the cloak. You didn't take a long
Right.
rest.
I used it last. No, yeah.
I don't think you can take.
Can I not use it again?
No, it only has one charge every long rest.
Oh,
So,
no, that's not fun. Well,
so
let's go with something else then. We're
turn into a
creative, right?
spider, or
I can do that.
yeah, if you need to get out of there, just do whatever you got to do, and we'll deal with it afterwards. I'll keep an eye out if I can too. Just be really careful.
I'll be fine. I won't be fighting
Kaz,
Alyssa
you
this
wait-
time after she gave me some of the Undying One's poison. So that's
Very
always
true.
always an advantage, you know.
you wake up, Kaz. You draw the runic symbols in your room, and you do what you do, and it is there now. We'll get back to that though. Anyways, the
How are you
door
feeling? Oh, I was still talking with Freya, unless the door
Yeah.
is open.
the door just opens,
Okay.
and the individual walks in. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
As he's walking off, because he mouthed that or said that, I'm feeling fine. Don't worry about me. You just keep your head in the game.
Always.
You are led to the portico. Standing next to it is a individual in chainmail holding a spear and kind of like a circlet around the head, and is half orc.
Okay.
Battle music.
Yes. Switches over to some building up battle music.
Yeah,
As the
I'll
individual
have-
turns to your left and kind of holds his arm out and shoulder bumps you a little bit. We will do this good.
You got this.
Easily. We will move up another rank and make some more money. Haha. Yes.
I'll put my kind of axe up in this guy.
He bumps the spear to your axe. Let us go.
Wait, are they
Glory.
getting paid when they win? Oh shit. Kaz's now.
Glory and honor.
If someone's getting paid, it's not me.
She hasn't been handed anything yet. The portal opens. You were led out into the Colosseum. You hands up. The arena is opened, and as you walk out, the first thing that you notice is entirely around the circle of the ring, spears are lowered down so that they're pointing inwards towards the arena. They're all about, probably for you, would be about belly button height. And then there's another row that is above it that would be about your head height. So there's almost like a two-tiered.
Okay.
And so you're kind of like, okay. And you see
Yeah, I'll do a
blood.
couple spins as I go in.
Yep.
Also look at the crowd and try and...
Oh, they're hyped. And there's blood. There's actually blood on the arena floor.
What's my
So
homie
you're-
doing?
He's just like, oh, just making noise, spear in the air. He's full blown. He looks full blown orc. He has two giant tusks that come out the center, the underlip of the mouth, and one of them is actually pierced through with a giant, almost like a loop ring attached to it.
The bear and the orc.
The bear and the orc. Gregarian stands up, smiles, and pulls a red sash on the right-hand side, and you watch as this giant, 15 by 15 giant portal gate and just begins to tear up, and you hear and the ground shakes, and the sand in front of you almost vibrates, and you hear and the portal, before it even gets to the top, boom, rushes through. And as it rushes through, oh, come on. A giant ape stands at the other end, giant bristles ringing off his back, big, giant, hooked fangs, and just roars and stares at the entire crowd. Everybody goes dead silent for a split second. And then, commence. And you watch as the individual in the black cloak stands up and goes, and snaps his finger, and something shimmers over the entire arena.
Okay.
Let's roll initiative. I need my piece of paper. $14.
14.
Okay. I need a new pen. 1 second. Much better. All right. Cool. I ain't gonna do shit tonight. Rolling 1s and 2s. God. 14. Morn. Bilf. And Ape.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did I hear Bilf?
Yep.
Bill.
Bilf. Bilf the Orc. All right. Morn, you're up first. As the giant ape creature just roars and shakes the entire arena. He's not really focused on you guys yet.
I'm gonna do one more attempt to draw the entire crowd's attention, let out a battle cry, and with my axe in one hand, I'm gonna run up to it. Right before I get to him, put my second hand on it and swing down.
Okay. So Morn
Now
just
I'll-
takes off at a dead sprint across the arena.
I'll
Are you
yell
able
out
to
my
get there?
battle. I'll yell out a battle cry. Yeah, and I have. When I rage, I can go an extra 20 feet, so I have 60
Oh.
feet.
Rock on.
Um,
So you sprint, just sand kicking up behind you. And with the one axe above your head, as you come down at the last second, you grab and
I'll reckless. 24.
that hits.
So 17 slashing on the first one.
'Kay.
And then 25. So then 17 slashing on the second one.
So 17 and 17?
Yep.
Okay. So as you come down, you land on the on the thigh, and as you do, you take out and you strike and try and take out the outer side of the knee, and you land. You feel like you land both hits, like solid hits, but the ape just turns and like breathes this deep breath down at you.
Well, on my turn.
Bilf is going to do the same thing. He's going to take off at a sprint. Just, spear up, and he throws the spear right before he gets to the ape. Actually, you know what? I'm going to roll on D&D Beyond because it has not been pleasant to me, my dice rolling. Much better. Much better. Nice. So he throws the spear, and as he throws the spear, it connects almost like right at the belly button. And it lands, and it looks like it goes in like 3 to 4 inches. And as it does, he slides, almost baseball slides below the ape, pulls the spear out, and then slashes down towards the bottom of the ape. Yep, that'll do it. Okay. And he is going to land on the other side. To try and give you advantage. And you're gonna hear him cackling on the other side. For blood and honor, get him! The ape is gonna go. Being attacked from multiple directions. The ape's not too happy. and like pounds his chest, and as he does, he takes the like arm and swings it directly back towards Bilf. Natural 20. He is going to do plus 3d10.
Oh. Dragonborn. Now you gotta win the battle.
Fushrota.
So 48 points of damage.
Poor Belf, dude.
You watch as he just gets like slammed into the wall and just like spits out this giant chunk of blood like all across the ground, and he's gonna go to make a grapple on Bilf as well. His athletics versus that'll do it. And Bilf is going to try and escape with a natural 1. That's not going to do it. So you watch as he slams him against the edge of the arena, he grabs him around the waist and just lifts him up and stares at him. And he's just, like struggling at this point. Morn, you're up again.
I call him a stupid monkey. And do I have a flank on him, or is he too?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't need a reckless. 23 to hit.
That hits.
11 slashing.
Okay.
Then. Ooh. That's a crit. So I'm just gonna take the 9, 11, and double the 9, or double the 11, so 22.
Okay.
Slashing. And the second one.
The ape's not gonna, like, attack on Titan style, bite the man in half, is he?
Bilf is going to try and escape. Okay, and it's just to pry himself out of the wrist as he like stabs his spear kind of down into the hand, and then the ape lets go. As he kind of like falls to the ground in front of the ape, and he's going to make 1 attack. At the same time, nah, it's not going to do it. So as he falls, he tries to stab outward towards the ape. As he's releasing, kind of hits the ground. Doesn't make a contact though, as he kind of turns and like he's like dodging against the wall, and his backs are right up against the spear. The ape is gonna make his attack again. Gonna make both attacks against the person that's pinned. 24.
After the
And
first
another-
attack, I'll
and then-
sentinel attack.
Okay. So oof. 17. Yeah. Go ahead and make your attack.
– 23.
Okay.
So
Yes.
11 slashing.
Okay. So, you watch as the ape drops him. And as he does, he makes... he turns his full focus on the individual. And he cracks into him, and as you watch as he gets tossed across the ground, and as he goes to like get sent flying, the ape catches him in midair by one of his legs, grabs hold of his head, hangs him above his head, and goes and like pulls him apart
Jeez.
and just hucks both ends across the arena in opposite directions, and just watches the spray of blood and gore just like fills the arena as the ape turns around towards you. Whoops.
I don't understand this. In D&D Beyond, in the game log, I see Mord's roll pop up as 24, but then when it sends it to roll 20, it shows it as 23.
What?
Meh.
I rolled a 14, and my modifier is +9.
That's probably why.
So, well, 14 plus 9 is 23. So that seems fine.
Yeah, I see a 14 plus 9. I see that. The
Yeah.
first one.
But in D&D Beyond, it says 14 plus 6 plus 4.
Oh, yeah, what?
Might want to check that.
Yeah, I don't know what that custom roll is doing. It's in Roll20. It's adding up a bunch of weird stuff. So
Cool.
Interesting.
the 24 is an add of the 16 or the 14 from the first roll,
Yep.
the 6 from the second roll, and then the 4 damage. It's adding up all 3 of those into 24.
Okay, it's
Oh.
kind of
That
weird.
makes sense. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's showing up right on Roll20. So
Okay.
But you watch as this individual just gets ripped apart, and you just hear this, and then stops screaming, and then just gets flung.
Yeah, no, that's gonna terrify me. Because I haven't been hit yet, so I don't know how much he does.
And he just turns around, just and stares at you, and just and like flexes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that at least on this first one, I'm gonna not reckless. Still a crit.
I'm gonna be watching, very concerned at this point.
Okay, so wait, what? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so so 20 damage on the first one, 20 slashing.
Okay.
And then on the second one, that's going to be 10 slashing as well. So 20 on the first, 10 on the second. But those are not reckless, so
Okay.
the ape will just have normal against me.
Okay.
As I'm visibly shattered from that, him getting ripped apart.
Yeah.
A little
So the
shaken.
fear
Visibly
kinda-
shaken is the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, so you watch as this this guy that you just talked to less than 30 seconds
Yeah.
ago just gets like ripped apart.
Yeah.
And-
All the joy of fighting has left me. It's like a fight for survival at this point.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen to me.
Shooketh is thou. Jeez. So the ape roars, and one big meaty hand rapidly reaches out and grabs you.
Makes to grab him.
So do I roll athletics to resist the grapple?
Yep, his athletics versus yours. I rolled a 19.
15.
He grabs you. And as he does, he's going to take a bite.
Oh wait, no. Actually, it's a 10. I don't have advantage because I'm exhausted.
Oh, yep. Forgot about that.
But it doesn't matter. I failed anyway.
15 to hit.
Oh, that misses.
So as he grabs you in this big giant hand, and he goes to take a bite towards you, you just quickly stick the axe up and you stick it into the mouth, and you just kind of holding him at bay as these giant incisors are literally an inch from your shoulder, and you're just holding him at that point. Your turn again.
Okay. 22 to hit.
Yes.
So 13 slashing.
Sure.
And then That's gonna miss. 14.
That misses. Just misses.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even try to resist the grapple. I literally I'm still able to swing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just trying to kill him though. I don't need to break out.
From my angle, does the ape look hurt?
Make a perception check.
He's about to rip me in half, dude.
Do you think he can really do your whole health's worth of damage in one hit?
No.
25, Dinge?
Maybe. He looks pretty fucked up.
Okay.
There's on the back, like under that thick fur, you look really closely, and at the gaps where the fur doesn't meet, like where he's not covered in this thick, coarse black fur, you do see like dark liquid, kind of running the length of the fur, and so you're kind of like, I've seen this before, a very hurt animal.
If it bleeds, he can kill it.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to do a shove attack.
Come. Bring it.
He's going to have advantage because he's holding you already. 17
Against my athletics?
and a 19. Yes.
$15.
Okay. So you watch as he takes, like, after Morn holds this beast at bay, and he can't get that bite on Morn. He gets frustrated because it can't bite him. So he takes Morn and he watches. He flings Morn and like holding Morn, but like rams him into the spears on the wall.
Oh.
You take 27 points of piercing damage.
Aye.
And he pulls you back and goes to take a bite out of you again.
Yep.
Not again.
21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 26 points of piercing damage.
Ginge, do. So, how bad does Morn look? From my
And 6 points of poison damage.
angle? Ooh.
As the teeth sink into you, and you notice this like black, almost tarry substance just dripping from its mouth. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Whoops.
I
No
have
skill this
disadvantage.
time.
I have disadvantage. It can go down. It can go down. Okay.
Yeah. You guys watch as Morn begins to get rigid. Your body starts to get stiff, and you begin to have issues moving. It hasn't set in, but you feel something locking your joints up.
Okay.
Ginge. From my angle, how bad does Morn look?
Make a perception check.
Right now I look fine. But I'm about to look real bad because I think I know what's happening. I could get real awkward.
Okay. The back is turned, like the body is, the whole body is turned away from you, but you do manage to catch a glimpse of Morn as this beast is just flinging Morn around. He looks okay. He looks okay.
Alright.
Since he has me essentially grappled, I'm going to reckless anyway, so might as well. So that's going to be 19 to hit on the first one. Is that a hit?
Hits. Yep.
Okay, so that's 17 slashing. The next one is going to be 15 slashing damage, and then I will action surge That's
Whipping
gonna
it all
be
out.
10 slashing damage, and then 17 more slashing damage.
What was the last one?
17 slashing.
Okay.
Is this the battle music playlist?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
it's
epic
Morn's
level.
death music.
Gonna
Morn's just like,
dies to the main theme of Divinity 2. Damn.
I mean, that'd be a good way to go out.
That would be
Yeah.
a good way to die.
I'm not
Okay.
dying. I ain't dying yet.
how much health you got?
True.
Plenty.
The hell?
The,
Oh, this works.
oh, baby.
Oh, this is
Yep.
good dying music.
No,
I'm ready
like,
to die to this.
give it like 10 seconds. Then it's badass.
I'm about to break out of this.
Mhm.
Stupid. It's the monkey's turn.
Yeah. So,
The chimpanzee.
biting into you, he like,
Excuse me, he's at 8.
he like, yeah, he like rips out and like stares at you like curiously. And like goes to toss you against the wall again.
Okay. He has advantage at reckless, but I assume he had advantage anyway.
Natural 20.
That hits.
Yep. He like kind of like pounds the ground, and you just watch as he just like whips Morn right into the wall. There we go. Yeah.
It's getting
Yeah.
real. It's getting real.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Oh no.
52 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
As you guys watch as Morn just ragdolls, and he just and like slams Morn, and you watch as like one of the spears pierces like the top portion of Morn's shoulder, and one comes out like one of his kind of like cuts the hole, and like a spray of blood hits the arena. And as he does, he picks them up, and he like ragdoll styles, as he hits you and drags you off the spears, he like winds up and like pulls you into his punch and goes to punch you at the same time that he's holding you.
Damn.
21 to hit.
That hits.
Shit, not wrong one. Okay. 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Let's go.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. I will.
Also, make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Do I need to make a con saving throw?
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
No, I have
Oh
disadvantage.
no.
12. I'm pretty sure I die here. If it's what I think it is, I'm dead.
Okay. Your body
Yeah.
begins to
Fuck.
lock up, and portions of you no longer move. You have one attack. At disadvantage.
You're my favorite DM. Oh, that's a fudge to die, but it works. With disadvantage, you said, right?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. 11.
It hits. It hits.
10 slashing?
Yeah. All you need to do is hit. He had 2 hit points. How do you want to do it?
11.
You've worn him down. Each time that you've hacked away at him, the armor has gone down progressively.
No.
You softened
he's
him
gone.
up a little bit.
Yeah, he's gone from this beefy, like thick boy. And you took huge
Damn,
chunks
boy,
off of him.
he's
And as you did, he started at 17 and continually went down.
So he
After-
has me grabbed, right?
Yeah, and your body is beginning to freeze.
Okay, so on that last
Because you
swing,
met the DC. You literally were on the DC. That's why I'm allowing one. I was allowing one hit.
yeah. With my last swing, at the same time that I do it, I'll summon all of my energy into this one last attack. I'll even use my second wind as I do it, trying to just get one last hit in, and I'll kind of use the momentum I already had from him swinging to come back the other way at his face. It was my
So-
great axe attempt to knock him out.
Are you going for the knockout or for a kill?
I'm going for the kill.
Okay.
I'm driving the
So-
axe blade into his skull.
He like hits you and your whole body racks with pain and you feel yourself beginning to black out. The body begins to freeze. It's just failing. You feel something course through your body and you're having a hard time even holding the axe. And as he connects with the punch, he begins to look at you and drag you slowly towards his mouth. And he opens this giant maw that opens almost the length of your entire body. And as he goes to take that bite, you take the axe, and as he bites down, you stick the axe straight up into the top of the roof of the mouth, and as he bites, it creates the momentum that drives the axe straight through the top roof of his mouth and out the top side of his head. As you're like partially in the mouth, outside of the mouth, and you take the axe, and with the last bit of energy, you back, forth, and then push it straight up. And the blade of the axe head pops out of the top of the head. And you pull the axe out and black out. End of fight.
Fuck!
I'm assuming that petrifies me, right?
No.
Okay, I'm just knocked out.
Paralysis and unconsciousness.
Paralysis and unconscious. Okay.
Fuck!
Petrification is a little different than
Correct.
paralysis.
Cool.
You're not death saving throw, but you basically got knocked out.
I don't
Yeah.
know why I was. I had restrained still on from the Isaac fight.
Yeah.
Tee.
Lol.
You got lucky, because that would have fucked you up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, paralyzed wouldn't have been as bad because I think at least that eventually would have worn off.
But you would
Well,
have
maybe
been not raging. And he would have just
Yeah.
ground and pounded on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd been tough.
And as you can tell, this animal has no chill. There wouldn't have been no unconscious. It would have been. Yeah.
He would have. That thing would have ripped him apart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you met the DC like on the dime. Like on the dime.
My last breath, I just put it in his mouth. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. And
You just are holding on just enough to stick it in and hope there was enough momentum. But you're out. So you watch, those of you in the crowd, you watch as this beast takes, from what the angle that you guys can see with the back turn, you watch as half of Morn disappears. Actually, Onray and Jaden, you would see the whole thing. You would see like half of Morn disappear, but you would watch the axe head, like the blade just out the top of the head. Like for a split second, you're like, oh, shit, Morn, whoa, and you're like, fuck. Like half of Morn is gone, and
Yeah.
the ape is just standing there with half of Morn in the body. The mouth isn't completely closed, but from your angle, it looks completely closed. And then all of a sudden, 1 second, 2 second, blade. And you're just like, whoa, fuck! And you just watch as like blade, back, forth, and then an arm and the half of Morn appears. beast slumps, and you watch as Morn just slumps with it. And these the white-robed individuals come running out into the field and immediately begin to render aid to Morn. And you see him being carried off in a stretcher. And at that exact moment, you hear dead silence. And just like noise and cheering and clapping and stomping.
Do the medics kind of like give him a little field checkup first, and then just kind of like raise a thumb to the crowd, like he's alive?
No, they don't do any of
Oh,
that.
they
They're
don't do
literally
anything.
like field check, and then you watch as like insta rush off the field.
Just stretcher.
Yeah, he's
We
gone.
got there's another fight coming up.
They got
Yeah.
the gurney out to get you out of there quick.
Yeah.
But you do watch as an individual that you guys had not seen before because you guys had nobody had stayed long enough to watch some of the later matches. Actually, no, one of you guys would have. Andre, I think you'd stayed to watch some of the later end
Yeah.
matches, right? Like
When
the
I was
alpha
trying
beta.
to quote observe.
The alpha, beta, and gamma. Well,
Yeah.
what you would notice from before that is happening now, an individual in gold, a gold robe, two like children, probably around the age of like 10 or 12, are running around the arena as coins are being thrown. Like money is being thrown down into the arena pit, roses, like basically like tips are being thrown into the, good fight.
It'll pay for the funeral.
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, Bilf's done.
Yeah, for Bill's funeral.
Yeah, you watch as the white clad individuals as well are like a robe over the body and like
Yeah.
yeah.
They got to mourn first because they weren't sure if he was dead or not, but they, took their time getting out to Bill because
Yeah,
they were pretty sure about that one.
the white blankets that they drape over Bilf doesn't stay white for very long. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't take a genius to figure out what happened there.
Did Bill require 2 carts for each half of his body?
No, they bring over one to the one side, place the top half, one to the other side, place the bottom half, and then they leave.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Those poor bastards.
He'll be fine.
To make
He'll be
well,
fine.
Fine. It's just a
to make,
scratch.
to make matters worse,
It's a flesh wound.
The flesh wound, yeah.
roll perception. Roll perception check, you three. Jaden, Andre, and Freya, to see what you guys see on the way out. Yeah, everybody with Freya. As they're carrying out Bilf's body, you guys notice the lower intestines, small intestines dragging along the ground as they drag it out. Probably not coming back.
Epic,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't think that he was coming back to fight and again.
No, most likely not.
You are
Yes.
brought back to your chambers, Morn. You don't know where you are. You're out cold. Aid is being rendered to you. Freya, an individual, coming gets you and leads you to the infirmary where Morn is. A coin pouch is also given to you for the winnings, since you are the slave owner. You gather 680 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Nice. Pretty good haul.
Yeah, I don't think duct tape's gonna fix that. But
Hey, just a little duct tape, WD-40, and a hammer. You can fix anything.
we could try. Anyways, in the meantime, Jaden, you rolled a perception check, I believe, for Ozzy, correct?
Yeah,
I think it was like 20, 21?
yeah, 20.
Okay. The entire time this whole match is going on, Ozzy is... I mean, you're the only one that's able to see him, but he's hovering literally right behind the two heads of the Baron and the individual in the cloak. Like a foot back. And after the end of the match, he...
I was just posting that.
Oh, yeah, yep. After the end of the match, he hovers back. Oh, Jaden. Oh. Do we want to do this here? Or do we want to talk later?
I'm guessing by your tone that you have quite a load of information to unload.
Yeah, you could say that.
I think it's best if we digest it back at the inn then.
Sounds good. Can we leave? He gives me the creeps. The one in black.
Very well, friend.
So, what's the sit rep?
Come into my room once we get back to the inn. I'll give you the down low once Ozzy tells me.
Oh,
She can come into that room anytime.
alright. Easy enough. Must be pretty important if you're not wanting to talk about it here.
From what I can gather, there's a little bit more than a tidbit, so to speak.
Ah. Probably best that everyone hears it then. They're in it with me too.
I'll hear what Ozzy tells me, and then I'll tell you what I want to tell you. He gives a playful
Well, I'd
smirk and he
appreciate
keeps on
it
moving.
if you'd be honest. But, well, I'm really only looking for a couple things anyway.
Of course. Dragon's honor.
Right. Shall we be going in?
So, as you leave, you make your way down and out of the arena. Do you guys head back to the inn, or are you guys just kind of hanging around waiting for Freya and Morn?
I'm gonna wait for Freya and Morin.
Yeah.
It takes the better part of probably around an hour. You watch as aid is rendered to Morn. Looks like some healing of some sort. Your body is unlocked. You return to consciousness, and you are no longer paralyzed.
Welcome back. Oh, if you're talking, we can hear you.
Martin's just gonna quietly look around. Kind of blink
Okay.
a bunch.
You you
I'm
notice
assuming I
the-
kind of hurt all over.
Yeah, you're pretty stiff, kind of sore. In the far corner, you notice your teammate, kind of draped in the corner, and you notice a lot of red blankets.
Yeah.
And then you notice like 2 or 3 other individuals that seem to be in there as well, resting.
What happened?
Well,
Saw him
you-
coming down to bite me.
Yeah, it was really close. You managed to get that axe up into his mouth when he was biting down on you, and I guess you must have blacked out right before it went through. It got really close. Little too close for my liking,
No.
but
I don't remember that. I felt my body going stiff. I couldn't move.
yeah, he must have had something in his, I don't know, in his saliva or something that he uses to paralyze things.
So much for becoming the champion, I guess, right?
Well, you won.
I won?
Yeah, you killed it. Even though you blacked out, you still won.
Well, Not sure if I can fight again today. If that's the case.
I don't think you have to fight again today. Right, Jen? We know that. He
It's
has...
a possibility.
Oh, shit.
Yep, he's up in the upper classes where it's a possibility that he could be challenged.
I'll try and stand up. I think I'm feeling good enough to do that, right?
Yeah, you're able to stand up. Sore, feel like shit. Your stomach's kind of like irpy from the side effects of everything.
Okay.
You all right?
Kind of shake it up a little bit, and I'll look around for my.
5 seconds go by, and as they do, an individual in like a gold and silver armor, bronze almost color, walks in, bows, and lays an envelope at the end of the bed. Bows, and then walks out.
I'll grab the envelope.
On the back of the envelope, a wax seal. A large cursive G, with an arrow that goes through the entire G. Is stamped on the back.
That was probably Gregarian symbol. So I would open it.
Okay.
And read it.
Ooh.
A poem.
First contact.
By the way, while I'm reading it, Jen,
Damn it, you're ruining me. What?
Sorry. While you're reading it, as you're reading it, I'm effectively reading it out loud so that Morn can hear what's in it.
Is there anyone else in this room?
Bilf's brother. Yes, it is.
I guess it wouldn't matter for this.
There's three other individuals. One is dead, and two look like they're sleeping.
I would read it really close to him quietly, so
Yes.
we're not I'm not shouting it.
I, Gregarian Trumpsbane, invite thee to thy chambers for not a nightcap, but a dinner. For the new up-and-coming individual within the arenas who has sparked my interest, I wish to learn more about the bear that is Morn. Please join me on the eves of tomorrow. All appointments into the arena will be cancelled if you accept.
Is the individual that brought this letter still here?
He looks like he's standing at the end of the doorway that enters into this room.
So I'll look at Morn. Well, looks like this might be our ticket in. What do you say?
Also at the end of the bed where your pendant was for your class, you now have a new pendant. You have a gamma pendant. You moved up into the 3rd tier.
Yeah, I'll give it
all. That death in combat is a little more common.
Obviously, I look pretty exhausted, but you'll see like kind of a slight smile form on Morn's face. He's like, think it worked.
Yeah, and it sounds like since this is all we're trying to get to,
won't have to risk going out there anymore.
Yeah. Well, this is what we wanted to do, so I'll look at the individual that's at the end of the gurney bed thing.
The hallway.
Oh, the hallway.
Mm-hmm. He walked away so that you guys could discuss in private
gotcha.
if need be.
Gotcha. Then I will approach him and say, we accept Gregarian's invitation to meet with him.
You bring the letter back to the individual, present it to him or her, stating that that the you're accepting the invitation.
And that's it.
He walks off.
When did it said tomorrow? The invitation.
Tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening. Okay.
I'm gonna look around for my great axe.
Right next to your bed.
I'll grab that.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to walk back over to Morn, and all right. Well, why don't we head back to the inn so that you can get some rest? You're looking a little worse for wear.
I could use that.
I'm sure, especially considering you didn't get much sleep last night.
No, not quite.
So,
as
Man, beating a demon and then almost dying to a giant monkey.
well, to be fair, you were exhausted and not in your best condition. So, considering that was the Epsilon fight, you should be pretty proud. All right.
I'd want to fight that thing again.
No, especially learning that he has a paralysis poison thing.
I could avoid it next time.
Oh? By not letting it bite you?
Yeah. No, I know. Also, I want to learn what he did with that spear. Did you see what? Well, before he got split in half, he like stabbed into his leg and like slid under him.
So are you saying you want to start fighting with a spear instead of an axe?
There's not very many enemies I could probably slide under, but
Well, there might be a few.
could try.
Maybe if you like do like, a power slide on your knees.
Maybe have to try it sometime.
Yeah. I'm sure we could
Good
find
spear
you
fight.
some lessons for spear fighting if you really want. Or you can practice on Kaz or something.
Yeah, that would work too.
one hit, Kaz down.
Be the guinea pig. Maybe he can shift into a giant ape. Not likely, but yeah, maybe.
Never know.
Oh, Kaz wasn't there to see a giant ape for his polymorph.
No.
It's a bummer.
Oh, that's right. He has to see
That's
it.
that's one of the best things you can have.
Hey, so it's not like they're gonna just like get rid of the corpse right away. Maybe we can hurry and bring Kaz over here so he can look at it.
I mean, it's already been dragged out of the arena.
Opportunity missed.
Maybe if we explain it in great detail to Kaz when we get back, maybe he'll be able to turn into an ape.
Its cock was this big.
Oh God.
Anyways, you spend the time doing all of this. About an hour-ish passes by Henri and Jaden. When Morn and Freya come kind of hobbling out of the slave quarters.
I'm not gonna tell them yet that we got invited. I'll wait till we get back to the inn.
Okay. Do you walk and talk? Or are you just going straight back to the inn?
Once we meet up with them, I don't think I'd be saying anything.
Okay.
I'll just be like, I've been told that we've got something to tell you, but I'm not going to be the one doing the telling, and so I guess we'll have to wait.
Oh, no worries. We have things to share too, so we'll do a debrief
Oh.
when we get back.
Well, good. I wait with bated breath, and I'll continue on.
Okay. You make your way back to the inn. You make your way back the back side of the inn. up into your rooms, where you see Kaz in the corner playing with a bat. As it just like, and it like lands, and you just see him like, "Oh, come here," and, and like lands on her shoulder.
Oh God, trying to have familiar. I can see this already.
I mean, it is a familiar.
Hey, Morn,
Oh.
you're not
You made a
dead.
friend.
Yeah, I make lots of friends.
Yeah, I ended up better than the guy I fought with. That's for sure.
At least you're in one piece, which is not what
Yeah.
we could say for your
Yeah,
partner.
that was definitely a meat grinder. They put you through.
He quite literally ripped him in half, Kaz.
You ripped a dude in half?
No, they were fighting this giant ape. We wish you could have seen it so you could turn into it.
Mm.
Literally pulled it in half. His partner, they pulled his partner in half.
Have it
Like with his hands?
Yeah.
Like a lizard wing?
Yeah, just ripped him in half.
It's canon.
Honore
It's
would never
canon.
have seen a giant ape before, right?
What's up?
Honore would never have seen a giant ape before, right? They don't live
No.
in the mountains.
Yeah, there's something foreign about this. No,
Yeah.
like this species doesn't live here. Something's off. You've never heard or seen anything like this before.
Would I? Would I know who I might be able to talk to who could tell me about it?
This is kind of a weird one.
I'm wondering if I can still use my favorite enemy type for that, because would that be considered a monstrosity, or is it just a beast?
It's a beast.
Okay,
So
so I guess not. But
roll a nature check. We'll go that route.
okay.
Okay. You don't know what it's called, but you've heard of creatures like this before. Something from another land.
Well, I'm glad I'm not related to that.
Well, we have some debriefing to do. Maybe maybe you should try and take a nap while we debrief, unless you want to hear.
I mean, it's only like 12:30 at this point.
I didn't sleep, so it is. It's like I stayed up.
Yep.
36 hours.
Yeah, you guys, you tell them, pray, and as I said, I literally just kind of fall over and fall asleep.
Will do.
He's like lays down on the floor.
He just kind of slowly lays down. He's just like, I'm just gonna be here for a while. Good
Yeah.
night.
And I'll do that thing where I'm like gonna listen with my eyes closed to what's going on, and that's gonna last 5 seconds before I'm asleep.
Okay.
I will prestidigitation him as well, since he's full of like probably blood and goo and
Oh yeah.
and scroll work. So I'll do that too. So
Got like he's got like two like giant puncture wounds on his shoulder and like some other holes from where the spears went through.
Yeah, leave the nice looking scars.
Oh, I can't do anything about that. I can just
Oh, that's
clean,
true.
clean you
Yeah.
up.
So, as you begin to rest, get yourself comfortable, some food has been ordered and brought up to the room. Of course, Sheena brought it. So, there's some foods on there that are a little more daintier than others. As she sits in kind of the corner of the room next to Jaden, she's kind of like tapping him, just like she's doing the annoying like girlfriend thing where she's just like tapping and fucking with him while she eats and like she like pokes and like does shit to him.
Nice to see you again, love.
Of course. I had a good nap.
I had some good entertainment.
You'll have to tell me all about it.
Looks like I'm going to have to. Sort of say under my breath.
And she gives you kind of a look, like a oh.
No, just sort of look towards the group and wait for someone to speak up.
Before they start speaking, Ozzy starts speaking. All right. This music is like really offsetting. I'm like trying to set the
Here, I
mood
can-
here. I don't know. I like broody, kind of like a broody music. Like I don't know.
Oh, you want broody music? Give me a second.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Like, this is fine. This is fine right here. All right. So to sum it up, Gregarian talked about it's finished. And when he said it was finished, he said the Ottoman. The automaton.
Automaton?
Thank you. Can't speak.
Yeah.
Is finished. He's looking for the last piece that will finish it and make it ready for war. But he's not giving it to the Empire. It's a personal collector's item to add to his things. He said the last shipment was fruitful. It provided him the fuel to finish the power. It's fueling the gem perfectly. He said the vicinity of the lodestone to the bloodstone that was created creates the amplified arcane fields needed to power the yeah, I know.
Automaton or automaton,
automaton.
I think.
Yeah,
Automaton.
the
I like that.
individual in the cloaked
Automaton.
automaton.
Ottoman Empire.
The tests 1 was a failure. Test 2 failure. Test 3, 4, and 5 successes, with 6 being a completion. Waiting for the last piece.
Are we all hearing this?
No, this is just Ozzy
Really?
talking.
Just
Jaden.
Jaden. Just Jaden.
Oh.
The cloaked individual said that he could have the last piece imbued by the end of tomorrow. Wondering if Subject 16 can withhold any more draw. Gregarian stated Subject 16 has held up the longest and seems to be something special.
Have a feeling we know who that is. Exactly.
lodestone seems to be powering the device and amplifying source, the magical, like the essences, the essence drawn from the bloodstone, or this bloodstone that he keeps talking and referencing.
I really do not like the sound of that bloodstone thing.
That I'm totally not actually hearing about at this very moment.
We'll continue. We'll continue experimentation in the lab, the secret lab, tonight before I go to bed for finalizations. And that's what you get.
Hmm.
And there's just he tells you like a bunch of other, like that's like the most important, but he tells you a bunch of other stuff, like they talk of the warplanes are ready. So these giant blimps, they look like they've been finished. And when you kind of like, when you say that, before like you peek your head out the window and you look in the direction of the like the war yard, like where all these things are made, and you see like 4 like giant almost boat blimps hanging in midair that you didn't notice before.
Hmm. Okay.
And then a bunch of other war strategy stuff, and they begin to talk about fortifications of Jupiter, what it would take to get in, and what is needed for the Empire on the siege.
Okay. Thank you, old friend. That was quite a lot.
Hey, if I could nap, I would nap right now. That hurt.
Maybe one day, Ozzy. Maybe one day. But now we have to get to the fun part, which is what exactly do we want to tell them?
That's up to you. This hurts me.
Very well. Take some little bit of R&R if you can, and I'll proceed with the discussion.
Okay. He just gets really quiet.
Hmm.
And you watch the entire time this whole conversation's happening. Like the moment you end your conversation, you look up and everybody's staring at you.
Yeah, everyone's like, all right, what's the gist?
And like the whole time this is happening, this spans over the course of like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and you just see like Jaden just like zoning out and kind of like looking off into space.
Basically, what you're saying, if Jaden says, "Oh, well, they're just working on stuff," we're gonna be like, "Yeah, that was not 10 minutes worth of information you just received."
Yeah, he was zoned out for a while.
Okay.
And Sheena looks really like focused on you, because she knows that when you zone out for this amount of time, like, yeah, there's a conversation.
I'll just very casually pull out a glass and place it on the table and crack open some more Merlot. And why don't you guys go first? I'm eager to hear what you have to say.
Jaden like leaves the room for like 10 seconds and comes back with like a bottle and like 2 wine glasses and sets them on the table between him and Sheena and just begins to like and like fills them both up and just takes the sip and tells you, like, explains that to you.
Well, my information probably will take far less time than yours appears to have taken.
Great. Let's get the easy stuff out of the way first.
Yes. So, basically, we were presented with an invitation from Gregarian to meet him at his estate tomorrow evening. So our fighting appears to have achieved what we were looking for it to achieve, so that's good news. So it sounds like it would probably only be myself and Warren able to go in,
I would imagine so.
but that at least gets us in the door. Yeah. So I told him that we accepted.
And as you finish, he kind of like taking a sip of his glass, and then once he notices you finish, his eyes dart around like, do I really have to speak already?
Yeah. That was it. We got an
That's-
invitation.
Earlier than expected, but good.
It's definitely
Good.
good. It's what we wanted. And obviously, if that means that we don't have to keep fighting, that's all the better, too.
Hey. So
Wonderful.
then, yeah, you go.
Right. Ozzy managed to dip in between some of the members of the pillbox, as it were, occasionally picking up bits and pieces of information here and there. It's kind of fragmented, so I've been spending the last few minutes trying to piece it together. But through my own inner monologuing, I can put together a few concrete pieces of information. Gregarian was apparently talking about some sort of war machine that he's working on. This seems to be his main passion project at the moment. He calls it the automaton. Says he reported that it was almost finished and that he's currently looking for the last piece of it that will make it ready for the war. Something interesting that I found was that he said that he wasn't making it for the Empire, rather it was a personal war machine to add to his collection, it seems. So that worries me somewhat, what he plans to do with that, but I wasn't able to pick up anything further regarding his plans for it. Moving on, he mentioned that the last shipment, quote unquote, was fruitful. They provided him with the fuel needed to finish the power. He said that it was fueling some sort of gemstone perfectly. And then he started going into the logs of his experimentation with this war machine. He said that it took him about 6 tests to actually get it into a complete stage. Then this cloaked individual commented that the last piece would be successfully imbued by the end of tomorrow. I'm guessing this last piece is what he was talking about earlier when he said he needed a piece to finish the automaton. During this discussion, they brought up a subject of experimentation, number 16, I believe. The cloaked individual wondered if this so-called test subject could withhold any more draw, to which Garion replied that 16 is held up the longest, and that they seem to be something special. They both concluded that they will continue experimentation in their secret lab tonight before he goes to bed in order to finalize the project. And then they talked of more war strategies and whatnot. I'm sure you see the blimps outside being finished. And he mentioned, quite importantly, that apparently the Empire is readying themselves for a siege on a place known as Jupiter. A full-scale military assault, I presume. And that's what my ethereal companion was able to pick up.
And you said it sounds like they're finishing this tomorrow night?
That's what I assume.
It's definitely concerning. I'm gonna look at Henri. It sounds like they're using test subjects.
She's like white knuckle gripping the handle of her greatsword. That has to be her. Subject 16. I can't think of anyone else. It could be.
Well, we'll hope that it's not. But we will find out. Just need to think on how I'm going to be able to get a proper look at the inside, because I imagine while he's inviting us to meet with him, he probably won't be keen on just revealing his experiments to just anyone. So I might have to find a way to get a little bit of a better look while in there. I'll find out though. One more night, Henri. We'll find out.
If you obtain the floor plans for me, I might be able to do something.
Really? Floor plans? Okay. I'll keep that in mind when we're inside, if I can find a way to get my hands on something like that too. Thank you for sharing. That's very helpful information.
No doubt. I had no idea that you were looking for someone in there. Hopefully, they're not this Subject 16.
We'll hope not, but we also hope that they are there so that we can retrieve them.
For Garion's sake, it had better not be.
He'll get what's coming to him, if it is.
If he's harmed a hair on her head, I'm taking his.
We'll ensure that happens. If he's done anything, don't worry. He will definitely be taken care of one way or another. But we just need to get through one more day, and we'll find out as much as we can. I need to figure out how. Obviously, Morn is the one that's gotten us inside. So I'm just gonna have to make sure I have my story straight with being a slave owner, since I don't. I mean, I know a lot about being a slave owner, but not personally being a slave owner. So I'm gonna have to put some story pieces together, I guess.
We can't get one more person in there.
I don't know. It doesn't really say. I know that they were kind of addressing me as being shop's owner, and it was, wanting to meet him and getting to know him a little more. But I don't know if there's another. I don't know. We'll have to think that over. If there's a way we could sneak another person in, that would be even better. But I don't know how.
And I'm wondering if someone should head to Jupiter and let them know, and maybe think about evacuating.
Can't we send a message to Elena?
Yeah, I guess that's the
Might be the quickest way. Henri.
best way.
Do you think you can send a message to Elena about the attack plans? Henri? Uh-oh.
Hmm?
GM.
Yeah, I messaged you.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
So as the conversations are had, the anticipation and information released, Jaden, you look over and Sheena is deep in thought. Not white knuckling, but a firm grip on her wine glass. And she's just kind of staring at it, just deep in thought. As is the rest of the group as you look out amongst the individuals in front of you.
Ozzy, what's your theory based on the emotional reaction from the moon elf? My current guess is it's a relative of some sort.
Definitely relative. She seems upset.
I think
She's
she's going.
also not here.
I was just about to say, I think she's going to do something stupid.
I didn't even see her leave.
Go outside both of the balconies, check them immediately, see if she's still in the vicinity. Report back to me.
Going. Okay. But as these conversations are had, a certain individual has bamfed out. That's where we will leave our episode.
Shit.
And we will pick up
Henri,
next
no!
week.
We're so close.
Where have I gone?
Don't be reckless. OMG. We have an in. We have information. We're getting close.
Yeah, you guys are finally starting to get some lowdown onto what is going on in that house, in that fucking castle. Just a tidbit. I mean, that was huge though. That 20 roll on perception from Ozzy, huge for information.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ozzy.
That's a lot of shit you guys wouldn't able, because Henri was having a hell of a time getting close enough to hear. But,
Yeah. And then, like, when Lucian did that fucking, like, smelled me on the wind or some shit, that
yeah.
freaked me the fuck out. So I was like, ah!
I mean, he's a you know what.
Yeah.
So he knows what you smell like. And
A butt.
Yeah. It's a you're. Let's just put it this way. You're a unique smell.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
True.
and he caught a whiff of you. I rolled, and he snapped back, just like Alyssa. But you guys have a ton of information to go off of, leads to digress, and lots of things to figure out. Digest. That's it. What did I say?
I said digress.
Yeah, it's been a long ass day.
I feel you got to hustle to get home too. So
a lot of information to digest. Things put on your plate that you did not realize, and a possible war impending. Lots for you guys to think about. The world moves forward. So, thank you for joining. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, I'm on call, so as long as I don't get called out, I will be here. We will possibly have a dinner with a baron.
Khan says he's free on Saturday, so let's pick this back up then.
I mean,
no can do. I work.
Yeah. Oh, and I won't be here. Never mind. I will be up in I'll be basically at the Canadian border, so I won't be here either. I probably won't even have cell service, so I couldn't even do it over my phone if I wanted to.
Damn.
Excuses.
I'm going off the fucking grid.
Get a
boys
messenger
and girls.
pigeon and like suck it up.
Well, we can mail it back and forth.
Cast Animal Messenger, you fucking noob.
Yeah. Get on our level.
Morse code.
Yeah.
Morse code. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for stream. We will see you next week, 8:30.
Hopefully.
If all goes well. 8:30 on Wednesday. Thanks again for hanging out. See you next week. Peace out.
Deuces.
Ciao.
Later.